How are you, everyone? Today we will discuss about the topic uh, creativity, creative thinking, and effective problem solving. These are essential skills in today's fast-changing world, whether in school, daily life, or future careers. The ability to think differently and find smart solutions helps us grow and succeed. Creativity is not just about art, it's about looking at problems from new angles, asking better questions, and not being afraid to try new ideas. In this discussion, we will explore how can develop how we can develop creative thinking and improve our problem solving skills. For this, we will discuss these ideas with ChatGPT. Please stay tuned with us. Hello.
Hey there, I'm right here. I'm glad you're staying tuned. What can I help you with today, or what's on your mind?
Okay, right. My first question is, what does it truly mean to think creatively?
Ooh, that's a really great question. I think thinking creatively is really about breaking free from conventional patterns. It's being willing to see familiar things from a fresh angle, combine ideas in unexpected ways, and take risks with how you express or solve problems. What made you think about it? Were you working on something creative?
How is creative thinking different from logical thinking?
Good distinction. So, logical thinking is more about structured, step by step reasoning, following rules, analyzing data, and arriving at conclusions based on evidence. Creative thinking, on the other hand, is more about exploring possibilities, making connections that aren't immediately obvious, and sometimes even breaking the rules to get to a new insight. Of course, they complement each other too.
Can creativity be learned or are people born with it?
That's a classic debate, and the truth is it's a mix. Some people might have a natural inclination toward creative thinking, like a kind of spark or curiosity, but creativity can absolutely be nurtured. Through practice, exposure to new ideas, and even deliberate exercises, anyone can get better at thinking creatively. So it's not just inborn, it's a skill you can grow.
What are the biggest barriers that stop people from thinking creatively?
Yeah, a few big ones come to mind. Fear of failure is huge. People don't want to make mistakes, so they stick to safe ideas. Another is a reliance on routines. So when you do the same things every day, it kind of limits new input. And sometimes there's just a lack of time or space. Creative thinking needs a bit of freedom to roam, and that's not always easy to find.
How does fear of failure affect our ability to solve problems?
Absolutely, yeah. When we're afraid of failing, we tend to stick to what we know, which means we might avoid taking risks or exploring unconventional solutions. That can really limit the range of possibilities we consider. So, ironically, a little willingness to fail can open up a whole new world of creative problem solving.
Can limitations or challenges actually boost creativity? How?
Yeah, they really can. It's kind of fascinating. When you have constraints like a limited budget or a tight deadline, it forces you to think differently. Suddenly, you have to improvise and find inventive ways around those barriers. So, in a strange way, challenges can push into more original thinking.
Why is curiosity important in creative thinking?
Oh, curiosity is huge. It's like the fuel for creativity. When you're curious, you naturally ask what if questions, seek out new information, and stay open to different perspectives. That sense of wonder keeps you exploring, connecting dots, and finding unexpected solutions. So it really is a backbone of creative thinking.
Okay, my next question is, how can we train our mind to think outside the box?
Ooh, great one. A few ways to do it. First, expose yourself to diverse experiences, like new books, cultures, or even just stepping into unfamiliar environments. Then practice brainstorming without judgment. Just let ideas flow, even if they seem wild at first. And finally, collaborate with others. When you bounce ideas off different people, you get all sorts of fresh perspectives.
What role does imagination play in solving real life problems?
Oh, imagination is really powerful there. It lets us step outside the current reality and envision possibilities that don't yet exist. But by imagining different outcomes, we can experiment mentally, anticipate challenges, and design innovative solutions. So imagination is kind of the bridge between what is and what could be.
How can teamwork improve creative problem solving?
Teamwork is such a game changer. When you work with a diverse group, you get a whole range of perspectives, experiences, and skills. People might see angles you never considered, and just bouncing ideas off each other sparks new breakthroughs. So collaboration really multiplies creativity.
Why do people often choose safe solutions instead of creative ones?
Yeah, it's really about comfort and risk, right? Safe solutions feel secure. They're familiar, they have a track record, and there's less fear of failure. Creative solutions, on the other hand, can feel uncertain. They might take longer to develop or even flop. So people often default to what they know, even if it means being a bit less bold.
What are some techniques to generate new and unique ideas?
Ooh, there are a ton of fun techniques. One is mind mapping. Start with a central idea and branch out with related concepts. Another is random word association. Pick a random word and see how it sparks new ideas. You can also use Scamper, which is a method where you ask different questions, like how you can substitute, combine, adapt, or eliminate parts of an idea. And of course, just daydreaming or taking a walk can work wonders too.
How does a positive mindset influence creativity?
Yeah, a positive mindset is a real catalyst for creativity. When you're optimistic, you're more open to taking risks. You don't get as bogged down by setbacks, and you see possibilities where others might see obstacles. So that kind of confidence and openness just primes your brain for fresh ideas.
Can mistakes lead to better and more creative solutions?
Oh, definitely. Mistakes are like hidden signposts. When something goes wrong, it pushes you to rethink your approach, see where you got stuck, and sometimes stumble onto a completely unexpected solution. So mistakes don't block creativity; they can actually be a secret path to it.
Why is it important to see a problem from different perspectives?
Ah, that's so important because every perspective is like a different lens. A problem might look simple from one angle, but another viewpoint might reveal hidden factors or new opportunities. By exploring multiple perspectives, you uncover richer insights and more holistic creative solutions.
How does our environment affect our creativity?
Yeah, the environment plays a huge role. A stimulating environment, like one with diverse stimuli, colors, or even natural light, can spark new ideas. On the flip side, a dull or restrictive space can kind of stifle us. So when you shape your surroundings, whether that's a physical space or even digital, you're setting the stage for creativity to bloom.
What are some real life examples of creative problem solving?
Ooh, great question. Think about something like the way Airbnb disrupted the hospitality industry. People saw a problem with traditional hotels and creatively used new spaces to offer a new kind of lodging. Another example is how Lego reinvents itself by partnering with video games and movies, turning a classic toy into a global entertainment brand. So these are real world examples of people thinking super creatively about solving problems.
How can students develop creative thinking skills in daily life?
Yeah, there are some really practical ways. For one, they can set aside time for open ended exploration, like journaling, brainstorming, or trying out new hobbies. They can also ask what if questions about everyday situations and expose themselves to a variety of disciplines like art, science, or literature. The more they stretch their thinking in different areas, the more creative connections they'll make.
How does technology help or reduce creativity? Why?
Yeah, it's a bit of a double edged sword, right? On one hand, technology gives us incredible tools like AI, design software, and online communities that can supercharge creativity. But on the flip side, it can also be a distraction. If we get stuck in passive scrolling or over relying on templates, it might limit how much we push our thinking. So it's all about balance. Using tech as a springboard, not a crutch.
What simple daily habits can improve our creativity over time?
Ooh, great question. Simple habits like keeping a daily journal where you jot down random ideas or observations can really help. Also, setting aside a few minutes each day for a walk or a creative prompt like doodling or free writing can spark new connections. And just staying curious, asking questions, and exploring things beyond your usual routine can really build that creative muscle over time.
Okay, thank you very much for discussion with us.
You're so welcome. I really enjoyed the conversation. If you ever want to dive into more topics or just bounce around ideas again, I'm here for it.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. In conclusion, creative thinking and effective problem solving are powerful tools that help us face challenges with the confidence and innovation by staying curious, open-minded, and willing to learn from mistakes. We can unlock our creative potential. And these skills are not limited to specific field. They are useful in every aspects of life. If we practice them regularly, we can become better thinkers, better decision makers, and more successful individuals. So, thank you for watching and listening, and also stay tuned with us. We will meet in the next session. Okay.